What's up, everyone? Welcome to Ionian Gaming. This is your host, Roz. As always, like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. You can find me on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Patreon, all at Ionian Gaming. This video is not for young kids, so if you're a young kid or someone who's easily offended by adult language and or content, please turn this video the fuck off now. That being said, welcome to part 5 of my Blood Elf Mage leveling. I'm going to be doing a complete playthrough to level 80, leveling this fucking toon, which, God help me. I'm not gonna lie, folks, I'm not really a fan of mages. I never have been. They bug me. And it's not like, I don't know. As a caster, like, they're super powerful, and if I ever figure out the right rotations, or ever get, I guess if I ever get ambitious enough to learn the right rotations, because I know there's the right rotations out there, I may enjoy this class, but for the most part, I don't really enjoy playing this class. So, playing a mage can be challenging from time to time for me. It was very challenging leveling this mage. It was challenging leveling a different mage. My main mage that was in retail. So, yeah, this has kind of been a challenging video, but it is what it is. We are, oh, fuck me running. We are almost out of our shit here. So, mage armor, that, eat a nerd, and that is my last of my nerd Halloween candy. So, my defense rating is up by 20%. That's pretty cool. So we are flying up here. We are going to go to... Where are we going? Give it a name. We are going to... Where are we going? Oh, we're going to go south to the thingy thing. Turn this in. We're going to do our daily quest, which we didn't do yesterday because I just stopped recording yesterday and started fucking around on my paladin, which is my main during this expansion. And this afternoon, or this morning, I guess I should say, I was fucking around with it a lot too, making cards, and realizing that RNG of this game fucking hates me. I have gotten like 6 nobles cards since I started making them. I have gotten almost 2 full decks of Chaos, Undeath, and Prisms. But I've gotten 6 nobles cards, and 3 of them, folks, were the same ones. So yeah, it's been a chore. All right, I'm going to move that down here. I am going to make myself some food, maybe. Yeah, food sounds like a good idea. Conjure some food, and then get my ass airborne. We will look for cobalt, or as we fly. Cobalt is important. I cannot wait until the next expansion. Well, I mean, I can. I don't think I'm going to play Cataclysm Classic. There was a lot of stuff that happened in Cataclysm that I just did not enjoy at all. A year into Cataclysm, I did meet my son's mom, and we started playing. I actually had someone that I could play Warcraft with. So that was probably the highlight of that expansion for me. I did start playing with a couple of real-life friends, and we actually did full-blown raids back in the day. What am I doing here? Should I open this bag? Okay, returning Warcraft artifact. Okay. Alright, so I just have to click the baggy thing. Okay, cool. I didn't know if I had to actually open the bag and get the shit out of the bag, and then there's cobalt right there. You know, for somebody who's leveled as many characters as I have, you would think I would know what I'm doing by now, but I don't.
I can't cast them.
Look at that. Fucking Frost Nova. Fucking...
That's still recharging.
Die. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, that was real fast burst damage. That was kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoy fast burst damage, especially when something can't even fucking deal with the burst damage. That's always makes me happy. It always pisses me off too, because like if I'm in like a PvP situation and someone fucking kills me in like 2 seconds, I'm like, well, what the fuck's the point in playing this game? I used to hate rogues. I still do hate rogues. Rogues have been the bane of my existence since Burning Crusade regular 15 years ago, 16 years ago. I've hated them. I fucking hated rogues. There was a spec back in the original BC, and I didn't see any of it in BC Classic, which was really weird. So I can't tell if they actually nerfed it or if they just didn't put it back in because they were like, because I know Blizzard was all about, we're gonna make it different, but we're gonna make it the same. I think that was their battle cry. The same, but different. And one of the things that freaking I hated with a passion was Mace Rogues. Because Mace Rogues could stun lock you, especially if you were like, say, I don't know, a fucking Warlock, which I was. And I'm going to tell you, folks, my leveling of my characters in the original Warcraft has been kind of a hot fucking mess. I started off with this warrior. This warrior has long been deleted. But this warrior, he was a night elf warrior. And he was probably the shittiest fucking character I've ever leveled in my entire life. I was so bad. I was so fucking bad at him. I didn't know... I literally didn't know anything about what I was doing. So the talent trees were also a fucking hot mess back in the day. So like I could put points into every fucking weapon. So I could put 5 of my talent points into one-handed maces and one-handed swords and two-handed swords and fucking three-handed swords. No, that's not a thing. But you know what I mean. So I could do this, and I could put and axes. Axes were important to me for a while too. Like I wanna put the points in axes, and then I want to put the points in something else. Like I was just a fucking hot mess. And then like one of the big things that I had problems with my warrior is my warrior would fucking just, because my talents were a fucking mess, I would be like, I need to put, I'd have to stop and eat literally after every fucking pull. So me being me, I'm like, I need fucking spirit gear, folks. And like honestly, a paladin or a warrior does not need spirit gear. But it was, and a lot of people I was told did their like first theory crafting like that. They started thinking outside the box and like, well, what should we do? Because nobody knew what we were doing back then. Much like how we know what we're doing nowadays, where we have the BIS lists before we even get into an expansion, and we know what we're doing before we go into this expansion, and we know exactly where to go to optimize our runs. Back in regular Classic, they overtuned their characters. They min-maxed, that's the actual phrase, min-maxed their characters. So stuff people weren't clearing in regular Classic was being down, or back when it was the original WoW, people were clearing it instantly. And you're maybe asking, like, what do you mean instantly? I mean, like, Naxxramas, when it was released on most servers, they didn't have a clear until, like, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks after the launch of the the raid. Okay, it was a couple of weeks, and then people finally were starting to get full clears. Kel'Thuzad. Naxxramas, when it was launched here, was cleared on almost all servers. And I'm talking the original OG Naxxramas. I'm not talking about the new Naxxramas for Wrath of the Lich King. The OG Nax, people had it cleared day one. I'll tell you, again, back to clearing shit that shouldn't be cleared as fast as it was. We had not just OG Nax being cleared on day one, but like when when Burning Crusade launched, we had people clearing it completely, like the tier 4 raid stuff. So Naxxramas, Gruul's Lair, and Mag's Lair was being cleared day one. Like 3 days after. I mean, let's be fair. It took about 3 days because everybody was just grinding the shit out of their characters. When this launched, it launched at 6 p.m. Naxxramas launched, Obsidian Sanctum launched, and Eye of Eternity launched at 6 p.m. By 7 p.m., okay, so Obsidian Sanctum was cleared. Eye of Eternity was cleared by 7. And another guild was rocketing well in through Nax. And, well, let's just say Naxxramas was cleared that day as well. And that was not just on this server, that was on all servers. So, like, the rating of Warcraft has changed quite a bit. And I don't even know what the point of the story was. I'm going to have to go back and watch. I know there was a point to the story. I just don't fucking know what it was. So thanks for listening to me. I appreciate that. That's really cool of you. You let me go off on my little rants here. I honestly don't even know what the point of that story is. I am seriously trying to figure out what the fuck I was starting off this story with and why I was going on the way I was about raiding and clearing shit. And it'll come back to me probably about 2 to 3 videos from now when I go back and watch this video and like, oh, that's what I was fucking talking about. Yeah, I don't fucking know. Oh, my leveling. Okay, so anyway, my, yeah, leveling. So I leveled this fucking warrior that was complete dog shit. And I was like, you know what? I'm done with this. I want to try. I want to try leveling a hunter. And you know what I want to try doing? I want to try playing on a PvP server, because the concept of PvP sounds fun to me. Your company is. And when I say that sounds fun to me, I mean it sounded fun to me. It haste rating. Okay, yeah, I'm going to need that one, so complete that. So, anyway. Oh, Serenite. Nice. And then let's hook that up. Ancient. Do I got to... Okay. Alright, so anyway. Let's disenchant that, because I am a disenchanter. Let's see what I get. Arcane Dust. Fuck me running. Anyhow. This warrior was just a hot piece of shit. And I was like, I want to play something new. I want to learn how to PvP. Because PvP server sounds fun. It sounds exciting. It sounds like it's going to be a fun time. And I'm not going to lie, folks. Old school PvP was so much fucking fun. Because there was nothing better than walking down, picking flowers, and the next thing you know, you hear someone stealth, and then you fucking can't move, and then you're fucking dead. There's nothing better than that. No, I really did. Truthfully, I did enjoy PvP on in Burning Crusade, and I learned it, and I loved it in Wrath. And then I got bored with PvP. I haven't played on a PvP server. I don't want to say since, because I have. I leveled Paladin to 80 on Faralino, which is 98% Horde. So there's that. So I didn't get any real world PvP. I had some dumbass alliance actually try to pick a fight for me on the pick a fight with me on the Isle of Quel'Thalas, and it didn't end well for him because, again, it's literally 9-to-1 the ratio of Horde versus Alliance on this server. Not this server, but on Faralina. And if I was in any danger of dying, we would have fucked him up. But I was in no danger of dying because, you know, I'm an elite PvPer. But I leveled Hunter because I was like, that's got to be the easiest. Okay, go to Venom Spite. Alright. Oh, I didn't want to go to Venom Spite. Fuck me. Alright. So anyway, I leveled this Hunter. And I leveled the Hunter. I know where my story's going. It comes back to it. Because I fucking hate rogues. And mace rogues in particular. So anyway, I leveled a Hunter. And I really did like playing the Hunter. It was fun. It was a little bit challenging, but not really. There's a joke that all new players play a Hunter because it's the noob class. If you're playing Hunter correctly, it's not a noob class. But at the same time, a lot of new players play Hunter because you get a pet. And the pet tanks for you. The pet takes a lot of the damage for you. And if you spec right and gear right, Hunters are fucking top tier. Or can be, depending on the phase of the expansion. I had zero problem playing a Hunter in PvP. At all. Until I ran into a Warlock. Every Warlock I ran into in real world PvP, I could not beat. I could kill Paladins. I could kill rogues. I could kill warriors, mages, other hunters. You know, shamans. Fuck them. They're dead, you know? Bang, bang, pew, pew, motherfucker. It's over. But warlocks and their goddamn dots, which are damage over times. I'd get a Curse of Agony on me, and then I'd get a Corruption, and then I'd get a Bane on me, and then their fucking pet would come at me, and then they'd fear me. So I'd be doing nothing but running left and right all over the goddamn field of battle, slowly watching my life go down to 0. Now, if I was lucky enough to kill a Warlock, which I got to the point where I could kill Warlocks, it didn't matter. Because when a Warlock dies, all of their little dots that they put on me didn't go away. So if I was able to kill a Warlock, they still got to me. They still killed me. I was still dead. So, what does Roz do in this situation? Roz does the most natural thing imaginable. He starts playing a Warlock. He learns to play a Warlock. He goes to a brand new PvP server. Not a brand new, but he goes to a completely new server called Blackwing Lair. I think I went to Blackwing Lair. Or I ended up on Blackwing Lair. I don't remember which it was, but I ended up on Blackwing Lair at some point. Because there was a server transfer because the guild moved from whatever server we were on. And you could not, at this point, could not have Horde and Alliance tunes on the same server. So, I followed this guild. We ended up on Blackwing Lair. I don't remember what server we went to. I started on, but I met this guild on this server, and then we went to Blackwing Lair. So, it was what it was. Alright, let's fly the fuck back here. Okay, that's farther away, but cheaper flight. Whatever. Anyhow, we're coming back to Venom Spite later, folks. Anyhow. Ended up on Blackwing Lair. I think I met them on Daramir, and they decided they were going Horde, and we were going over to Blackwing Lair as Horde. And I was like, I'm okay with that. I wanted to play Horde. I wanted to learn how to play Horde. And I also wanted to play a Warlock. Because I was Alliance up until this point. And I loved my Warlock. My Warlock, the original Warlock that was playing, my original Horde character, was the original Roz. The original Roswind. It was a randomized name, and I absolutely fucking loved it. I loved playing a Warlock. And we were playing on Blackwing Lair, which was a PvP server, and it was just fucking great, you know? And the guild was helpful. Like, when I was leveling there, I didn't transfer my character. I leveled a brand new one. That's what we did. So as I was leveling, I remember I was in Stone Talon Mountains. I was getting my ass kicked by an Alliance who was fucking camping me. And next thing you know, I had 12 guildies show up, and they fucking beat the shit out of this dude. And then they camped him. And they camped him for hours. In fact, I think a couple of them stayed there the rest of the night, waiting for him to log back in later. And then they killed him again. Like, it was hours later. They were fucking vengeful, and it was amazing. Loved playing Warlock. This guild on Blackwing Lair was the first guild I ever raided in. I went into Karazhan with them, and that was amazing. And we did Gruul's Lair, and we did Mag's Lair, and then I went in, I got into a couple of pugs for Battle for Hyjal and Black Temple and all that stuff. Until the fateful night that I left the guild because we got into a fight. And I'm sure I talked about this, but it was a night that we were doing Gruul's Lair. And let's bear in mind, folks, okay, this is 15, 20 years ago. Well, 16 years ago, 17 years ago. I was on Verizon DSL. This is not a plug for Verizon. In fact, I think Verizon's the devil. And if I am ever sponsored by Verizon, you can call me a hypocrite. I will take their money, but I am certainly not using their services right now. I was on Verizon DSL, which was probably one of the better internet connections at the time for high-speed internet, but it was problematic at best. Examples: if it rained, I couldn't get online. If someone called me on my house phone, it would automatically kick me off the internet. I had to buy fucking buffers to plug in to my phone to prevent that from happening. Yeah, that tells you how long ago this was. So that was shit that had happened back in the day. So we're done down here. We're heading northward. I guess we go to Camp Winterhoof now. But I usually do the coastal stuff over here first, so we're going to go over and do that next. So anyway, we had bad internet. Everybody was working on these really shitty computers by comparison to today's computer. Like, my computer that I was running back in the day probably had slightly more power, but not much, than the phone I'm holding in my hand right now. That's, I think that's a pretty accurate statement, honestly. So, anyway, everybody was on shitty internet. Everybody was on shitty computers. Everybody fucking sucks, okay? But, you know, a raid that we were having no problem clearing, we couldn't clear all of a sudden. Fighting started happening. We started yelling at each other, blah, blah, blah. Now, bear in mind, this particular night where the wipes were happening, for one of those days, and if you guys watch my OS +2+1 video, you know that Roz has a tendency to fuck up in raids. I'm not saying that I don't. I've fucked up lots of raids. I fucked up a lot of time in raids. This time was not one of them. Okay, this was a bunch of other people's faults. Anyway, fingers are pointed, names are being called, we are just blowing the fuck up in vent. Like, blah, blah, blah this, blah, blah, blah that, blah, blah, blah this, fuck you, fuck me, fuck him, fuck them, fuck her. That was basically how it went.
Walk with the earth,
so, I get ready to log off. I'm tired. I'm tired of them fighting. I'm tired of everybody fighting in the guild. I'm tired of all this bullshit. And as somebody's like, let's do some heroics. And as I said a couple of times, I didn't even want to fucking raid that night. I got pulled into it. And because I got pulled into it, I didn't fucking want to do it. I'm serious. I did not want to fucking raid. That was not my mission when I logged in. I just wanted to do a couple of quick dailies and go to bed. And I got logged into this, or stuck in this raid, a bunch of fail. And, you know, it just wasn't a good time, and someone made that fucking comment. Roz has time to raid, but Roz doesn't have time to do heroics. Well, you know what? Fuck you, dickhead. That was it. I quit the guild. I was pissed. I was really pissed. Like, I logged back in. Well, I was in Vent whenever here. And I logged back in Vent, and I'm like, you listen here, you son of a bitch. Like, you're the one of the ones that was fucking up all night. Don't fucking tell me that I don't have time to do heroics. I've done my goddamn heroics. I've geared my fucking character. I've learned to play my class as best as I can. And back in the day, we didn't know what we were doing for the most part, but we still knew what we were doing. Okay, we know much better now what we're doing. So, anyway, I was hot, and I logged off after I spoke my mind. Because this dude was just fucking toxic, and he pissed me off. And I logged off, and I went to bed, and I was pissed. I went to bed mad. And I woke up the next day, and I talked to my girlfriend about it at the time, and she's the one that sucked at Warcraft and couldn't play the game. And I was telling her what had happened, and blah, blah, this, and blah, blah, that. She's like, what are you going to do? It's like, I think I'm going to quit guild. And immediately she's like, don't do that. I hate people who guild jump and all this other bullshit, and blah, blah, blah. And she had this, weird fucking sense of, right and wrong. Like she would tell you that you were wrong, and then be a fucking hypocrite and go and do the exact same thing that you just did. But it was okay when she did it, but not you. Which, you know, now that I think about it, that's like a lot of my fucking girlfriends. But anyway, I'm digressing again. So, oh, you dick! Fucking asshole. I hope you fucking... Oh, you're fighting somebody there? Okay, cool. I hope you fucking die. Anyhow, if this dude fucking snags my fucking piece there, well, I'm just gonna let this dude go away. So anyway, she's like, you shouldn't jump guilds and do this shit and blah blah blah, and I'm like, you know what, I'm done. I can't deal with this shit anymore. I'm paying $15 a month to play a fucking video game, and the last thing I need is a bunch of assholes just telling me that I suck because they suck. If that makes any sense. Made sense to me. Oh, that's a... Alright, I'm gonna fucking freeze this dude.
I can't cast that yet. That's still recharging.
Anyhow, I left the guild, and I didn't join another guild for a while. I went back to Daramir, and I mean, I've told this story a couple of hundred times, so if you're just new to the channel or whatever, this is how Roz became Roz. Hated fucking rogues. Went back to Daramir, which was a PvP server. And was like, you know what? I still have a hunter over here. I don't really like the hunter, but you know, it's level 70. I can play a level 70 over here. It'll get me off that Blackwing layer for a while. Allow me to think about things in general. My girlfriend's stepdad, he played, and one of his friends who became a friend of mine, they were playing on the Skull Crusher server, and I'm like, you know what, that sounds like fun. If you guys are playing Horde over there, let's do this. And went over there, and I leveled my I transferred my Warlock at this point. I got Roz over there, transferred my Lock, and I leveled, and for the first couple months of the expansion. It was okay. But as much as I enjoy PvP, it's not my end game. I love PvE. I love raiding. I really do. I love raiding. Raids, as frustrating as they can be, and as toxic as the environment can be with raids, it's a lot of fun.
I can't cast that yet. That's still recharging.
And they had absolutely no desire to raid.
I can't cast that yet.
So, what's a guy to do? Well, he's got to find a way to raid. And he raided a little bit on Skull Crusher,
That spell isn't ready.
but for the most part, I couldn't do it. That's all they wanted to do was PvP. And I'm fine with that. If that's what you want to do, it's your $15, man. You do what you want with it, okay? I'm not going to tell you you're wrong for wanting to PvP all the time. Me personally, that's not what I want to play. That's not what I want to spend my $15 a month on. So I got a little bit upset with them that they never wanted to raid. They wanted to PvP. Like, by God, Roz, you need to get into this arena with us, and you need to raid or do this arena or be in this arena team, and we need to get 1,800. And you know, and that's fine. But like, hey, you guys want to try to do this Naxxramas raid? No. So I got a little bit upset with that, and I left the server, and I went back to Daramir, where I always have ended up at some point. And I was like, I don't want to level. I don't want to play this fucking hunter. What am I going to do? So I started playing a Death Knight, because it was the hero class, and it could get me closest to endgame stuff fastest. And I got invited to a guild, Aeonian Animus, which, you know, Aeonian, huh? That's the same name as my channel. Well, it's a tribute to them. That's where my channel's name came from. I met Ice Benito, one of the greatest GMs I've ever played with. Not necessarily the greatest player in the world, but one of the nicest people in the world I've ever had the pleasure of meeting in a video game. And she taught me a lot. She was very...
I can't cast that yet.
The most fun I've ever had playing this game,
Cast that yet.
it was when I was playing with her. And I say this all the fucking time.
I can't cast that.
There is nobody... If you ever get a chance to play with this woman, consider yourself lucky.
That spell isn't ready.
It was just so much fun. Like, there was moments in this game that will never be equaled thanks to her. And it was a lot of me being a jackass to her. But still, lots of fun. Okay, so that's a neck piece. Don't need that. That's a back piece. Spell power. Spell power 23. 12%. How's that a 40? I'm going to take the back piece. The cleansing. Okay, so...
Be at your back.
And then let's disenchant this. Cloak of Woven Energy, that feels like, yep, that was definitely an Outlands thing. Alright. But anyway, that was basically the story of how I ended up here. How Roz's early experiences in WoW happened. But anyway, I fucking hated rogues, and I think that's the moral of the story. It was a very long way to get to that point, but yeah, I fucking hate rogues. And that was the point of the story. Thanks for listening. So anyway, we're here now. Doing shit in the Howling Fjord. I am going to be going over to the Borean Tundra here at some point, so you guys can see that. I will be doing some Venom Spite. Ooh.
That's still recharging. I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. recharging.
So, and yeah, and this is kind of a response to, I got a comment this morning on my channel about how they loved the mage specs in Wrath, and I mean,
It's too far away.
I don't know enough about playing a mage to make this,
I don't have a target.
this,
I'm out of range.
this judgment if it's good or not. It's kind of fun. It's kind of fun, and that's the best I can say about it. It's kind of fun. Why am I making water? I don't need to make water. I have water. Destroy that water. Fuck that water. Alright, let's... Oh, there's another wrapped up guy. Let's get him. Well, that was simple. I'm only 10% into this level.
I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging. I can't cast that yet. That's still recharging.
Which that is not a good sign that I'm only 10% into this level. Did I get a... Okay, I got another winter hoof.
That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet. That's still recharging. That's still
Alright.
recharging.
Drink this up. And then we're moving on. Oh, I meant to train when I was here. Yes, yes. And I haven't done that yet, have I? I meant to train some enchanting. So I think I'm going to fly back and train enchanting now and end this video. Because I'm running out of shit that's to say, and I'm kind of... I don't know. I wanna do some other stuff, and I got to get my dailies done because I spent a fuck ton of money in the auction house today, and I didn't mean to do that. So, I mean, I'm kind of... My paladin's fucking broke right now, I think. Not broke, but I'm only sitting on like 13k gold.
I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging. I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet.
So yeah, I'm going to fly back and train some enchanting here real quick, and then I'll be back for the next episode here soon. Hey, thanks for watching, guys. This is Roz with Eonian Gaming. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. You can find me on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Patreon. Excuse me, all at Eonian Gaming. Until next time, guys. Peace out.